Today we had a meeting, a coordination meeting with all these officers in regard to the ULB elections. As we are all aware, we have reached the final stretch of the ULB elections, and therefore we found it our duty to meet, to review, and to underscore any other security as well as election duties and processes which we all would like to attend to. So we have done that. Now we also felt that it is time that we had an interaction with the esteemed members of the Fourth Estate. So we have invited you all. In order to save time, I will first ask our officers in their various expertise from the security, from the commission, from the state authority to kindly brief you all. Thereafter, I will conclude and we'll have a short session of question and answers. Okay? Yeah. So now I request our State Security Officer to kindly brief us all.
I'll just give you a brief overview of the security arrangements which has been made with regards to the upcoming municipal urban local body election 2024. The total number of, we are all aware that in Eastern District, the contest is not there. All the candidates have withdrawn, so our security dynamics are largely focused or solely focused on the Western sector. So Western sector means we have altogether 10 districts, out of which Newland and Chumu falls under Dimapur, so we have 8 districts which are going for the ULB urban local body elections. The total number of ward in those 10 districts is 278. Total number of polling stations is 530. We have done a security categorization based on various parameters. The normal polling stations are 92, sensitive 209, hypersensitive 229. So based on which we have prepared the multi-layered security. First is obviously the polling station security, where along with the election party, we will be providing the state police security in order to ensure security in the polling station premises. So based on the classification, we will be providing armed police component as well as civil guide. Secondly, the whole 8 districts have been divided into 111 sectors, which is inclusive of the sector commander and the sector magistrate. This will be supplemented by a component of 2 sections of IRB as striking force. So this will respond to any exigencies and emergencies that may arise during the election process. Then thirdly, we have the anti-riot teams as well as a striking force, which will be over and above the first 2 layers of security. So I can safely say on the direction of the Commission as well as under the leadership of DGP Nagaland that we have adequate forces, all local forces, available state armed police, which will be looking into the security aspect of this ULB elections. We also have written to the CFMG, and CFMG has also written to the various UG factions that nobody will be allowed to, to carry their arms, even card holders, and that has been reiterated, and letters have been written to all the UG groups by the chairman CFMG. So that aspect of security has also been taken care. A joint control room has also been set up in all the districts in order to monitor the day-to-day law and order situation. So we are amply prepared. We have adequate number of forces available, and we will take all measures possible within the law in order to ensure that there is no breakdown of law and order, or there are no violences, or nobody disturbs the peaceful atmosphere of election in our state. That is one aspect of it. On the day of the polling, any kind of impersonation or any kind of undue influences or any kind of bribery or manners to influence the election in a wrong way, that will be taken care of as per the law of the land. And we have, in any case, with the promulgation of the election duties, 188 IPC is applicable. All other election offences under IPC will be applicable, and any troublemongers or person who try to personate or impersonate and unduly influence, task will be taken against them. So that is one aspect that we need to be we are very strong on that aspect, and we'll be working on those lines. Regarding the post poll, the most important is the counting. The counting arrangements are being made. For the counting, further details will be given by the commission. But for the counting security, we will have the NFP as well as the IR in all the counting centers. So these are the arrangements which the security has made. We are very confident that we will be able to deliver, a peaceful election. And through this medium also, through the medium of the esteemed press members, we also appeal to all the participants, the voters, the contestants, the political parties to adhere to the rule of law and to ensure free, fair and peaceful election in the upcoming ULB elections 2024. Thank you.
Secretary, Nodal Law Officer to the Government of Nagaland, Mr. Jomitang.
Thank you, sir. And esteemed colleagues and friends from the media. From the government side, in fact, actually, I represent the government in one because I'm also the additional commissioner here. So we are directly in contact with the DCs and the ROs. That's why my responsibility comes in now. In this case, basically we are dealing with the overall scenario of the districts. As rightly pointed by Limasab, we are looking into non-respects and other law and order related issues. So from the district administration point of view, let's say from the DC point of view, I'll give you from the DC's point of view. Because DCs are also made the DEOs in this election process. Like the parliamentary and assembly elections, even the DCs are made the district election officers. So they are fully authorized for the use of force or for deployment or requisition of buildings and personnel accordingly. So in this aspect, so far, I would congratulate my DCs and the ROs. They have done the bit. Now, the only crucial part is, in this intervening period, let's say up to 26, 48 hours before 26, end of poll, that we have to take care. Now, in this respect, when you're over here, we have also discussed, but we are having what you call a closer look at the Dimapur, some pockets, Koyama in certain pockets, but overall, we feel that it should go incident-free, these elections. And seeing by the common atmosphere, what we are sensing is at least the public have realized that the election needs to be held, but it should be in the peaceful manner. That is what we are getting the report. But nonetheless, the DC administration, from DC up to the RO, we are prepared to have free and fair elections, and we guarantee you that we will even go to the extent of 10 times repoll if it is not fair. That is what we would guarantee to ICC. Need be, we are willing to work extra hours to make this election free and fair. Again, on the context that this has been closely monitored by the Honorable Supreme Court. So we don't want to take any chances from the district administration point of view and from state government. We want that this should be done free and fair. That is from our side. Thank you.
Thank you. Now we'll ask our Secretary, State Election Commission, Mr. Wancho, to comment.
Thank you, sir. And all the esteemed members from the media fraternity. I'll just give you in brief. As far as the preparedness is concerned, everything is on track. All trainings have been conducted for the polling personnel, for the ROs, and then even the detailment of polling personnel are already set. And then we will be having polling in 24 municipalities. And out of the 24 municipalities, there will be 523 candidates and 269 wards, totaling to 521 polling stations. And there have been 79 withdrawals, and so far we have 64 uncontested. Total number of votes that will go for poll will be 2,76,229. 1,36,062 male, 1,40,167 female. So, as stated earlier, everything is on track, and all logistics are in place, and we are, as mentioned by our additional commissioner, we will ensure free and fair election from the SCC side as much we can assure that to all that we will get that free and fair election this time. Thank you.
So as we have heard, both from the security aspect as well as the preparedness of the civil administration, the DCs and the ROs and the AROs, to ensure a free and fair election. And also from the State Election Commission, we have been on schedule. If you all recall, we were under the scanner of the Supreme Court of India. Therefore, we have also given, through the state government, like to the Supreme Court, the list of events, the schedule, which we would have stick to in the context of the ULB elections. So I'm glad to say that we are able to stick to that schedule, and I'm quite confident that we will be able to complete as per the schedule. Here I would like to speak about some of the legal issues that the Commission had to face. First of all, there was an issue about inclusion of names, like in the electoral rolls, post the time that we had given. So this was ultimately taken up to the High Court here in Kohima by some of the candidates. So the High Court has ruled, and they have dismissed like all these petitions. And that was one. Secondly, as you all are aware, and the Commission is also aware of, there have been some issues about the candidates, that they need to belong to the indigenous groups. So therefore, this has also been studied, examined by the Commission, and we have decided that the indigenous certificates, these are issued by the state government, not by the Commission. So like this is beyond our authority to comment upon. But as we are all aware, so far we have not received any written complaint in this regard. Just we took so moto cognizance, since it was it was an issue on public interest. As has been said, we have had a total number of 670 nominations in total. From this, 4 have been rejected, due to incomplete documentations. 64 have been uncontested. They have already been issued their certificates. 79 withdrawals we have had. So that leaves us today with 523 candidates left in the fray. And as has been said, this will include 276,229 voters to decide. Here the Commission would like to raise a couple of issues. We wish to inform the prohibition of public meeting during 48 hours preceding the election. Therefore, 2 days before the election, there will be no public meetings which will be allowed. This will be enforced by the civil and the police administration. And I also wish to give a note of thanks to all the DCs, the ROs, the AROs, the election staff, and the SPs and the security officers, because starting from Lok Sabha, they have been continuously at it till like today. So it's one whole stretch of election duties that they have been conducting. So I wish to give a note of appreciation from this platform through the media. The security of the entire exercise will be conducted by the Nagaland police alone. There are no outside forces which are involved. So that is another first. So with these few words, I again thank you all, and if any few questions are there, I will be glad to answer them.
One of the candidates was forced by BJP sitting MLA to withdraw, so it has come out in the visual media and others.
Yeah.
What action so far you have taken towards this?
See, regarding complaints, we have received several written, but we have also received some verbal complaints. So I wish to say that verbal complaints we will not entertain. So the written complaint which you have referred to, we have received it. So I have discussed with my officers. So we have written to the DC and the returning officer of that jurisdiction for their comments on this. So thereafter only we will be able to respond to that.
Regarding these voters, electors, that last Lok Sabha there were some people who were not, the electors. But now in this ULB election, we have seen some of the towns who are not, their names were not there in the last Lok Sabha election. They are now figured that they will be casting this vote. How these things are happening within this short?
To your query, it's like this. We have different set of e-rolls for SEC and assembly elections. ECI, we call it ECI e-roll, and this is separate. SEC has a separate e-roll. We don't have a common e-roll. That's why this discrepancy is seen. But actually, it's your call. Whether you want to enroll or not, that's individual's call to take. That's why this kind people think that the e-roll which was used in Lok Sabha will be the same, but we have a different one. That's not the same. We don't have common e-roll.
There was a press statement issued by the Lotha regarding one particular candidate who is contesting. They had informed that that individual has been excommunicated. So, I think it's from Bandari. So, has the SEC received any written complaint regarding that?
We have already replied to the RO concern about the matter, and it is now in their jurisdiction now. So as far as SEC is concerned, indigenous, as our SEC has already stated, we do not issue. That is a matter to be looked into by the concerned authority. That's what we have done on our part.
But regarding this indigenous, what about the Nagaland Municipality Act? Is there anything reflected this one?
Yeah,
Okay.
like it is one of the criteria
Okay.
for a candidate. So he must have a indigenous certificate. See, like regarding the issues, please allow me to just clarify that the power and authority and jurisdiction of the State Election Commission is defined by the Municipal Act and the rules like thereof. So like beyond like that, for example, the indigenous, no, we don't issue it. So it is the role of the state government, like to ensure, and to issue, like the indigenous certificates.
That means even the non-Nagas who have been availing this indigenous certificate, by any means, they will be qualified to become a candidate.
Yes, it's under section 42D, it's given as indigenous inhabitant. So that is not limited to the Nagas only.
So during the entire moral code of conduct, any kind of arms, ammunitions or cash, anything has been seized during this entire period?
See, the normal preventive mechanism is in place. So in any case, the narcotics, the IMFF, all these seizures have been made, but there is no standard criteria for expenditure prohibition. So as far as the expenditure monitoring concerned, I think the police or the commission, I think is not empowered to seize money. There are no guidelines to that extent. So, cash and all, we are not actually interfering. But other normal contraband substances, in any case, is a crime. But then we are also reflecting that this is part of the achievement of the State Election Commission. So that is how we are progressing.
Sir,
Okay.
any figure?
No, sorry, we don't have the figures right now.
You have written about this one letter to CMMG, that Andrago should not interfere. What is the response? You have received in plain white and
No, the letter has been sent. Officially, it has been sent.
have you received it?
No, the issue is, I think ceasefire monitoring is entirely the lookout of the chairman CFMG.
Yes.
And it is incumbent upon the UG factions also to actually adhere to their guidelines. This is completely between the chairman CFMG and the UG factions.
So what time will be the voting conducted?
The voting on the 26th, it will start at 7:30 and it will conclude at 4 in the afternoon. But let me add a rider here. The closure of voting at 4 may be extended also, as long as there is a queue, So long as by 4 o'clock, the voters are within the compound, the campus, then too, the voting will go on. But it will start at 7:30.
You've been working with the government for a very long time now. This time we're witnessing that there's so many young candidates. This shows that the youth, the Naga youth are interested in, taking part in changing the urban future of Nagaland. I wanted to know your personal thoughts on this.
Yeah, well, it's very encouraging. First of all, and I see some of the speeches that they have made and all that, and I'm amazed. In fact, such a maturity at such a young age and so enthusiastic. So, it is a very good sign for our state.
So So last thing one, from the ENPO area,
Yeah.
you had issued a letter, supposed letter to them. They
Yeah.
had also responded,
Yes.
but now again they were filing of nominations, yet it has been withdrawn. So how do you react to this now?
See, we just today also we have like discussed on this issue. So now let the election be over, and then we will re-examine all the issues, because it concerns like not only the commission, but it concerns the state government also. You know, we should not overstep our authority also. So like therefore like we have to like ensure that this is the work of the state government, and the legal issues. Some of the legal issues we'll have to refer to the law and justice like department also. Then only we'll have a very clear idea how to move forward.
Same with the ENPO. If in case, after a few months, they say that we want to have the ULB elections in their area, whether the State Election Commission will agree to that or not.
This time also we were ready,
Yeah.
so next time also we'll be ready.
So within few months, if they say that they want to hold
That
election.
is a call which will require the state government's views also. You see, like it's an overall situation, and there are certain political contexts connected to this. So right now, now I can only say that we are always ready. Like if the state government gives us the go-ahead.
This is very important actually, because once they have withdrawn, technically, whether Lok Sabha or any other election, assembly, general election, within 6 months, election can be held.
Yes. These are the like legal issues
Yes.
we have to
provisional.
examine. At this point in time, where we are at the final stretch of the historic ULB elections, I would say it's historic because we are having it since 2004. That was the last election, and now, after 20 long years. So it's been a long wait. So I'm also just emotionally like saying, after 20 years, much water has flowed under the bridge to reach to this point. All the issues, both traditional, customary, as well as political, have been resolved amicably amongst all the stakeholders. And I also feel that that is why the whole region, Northeast, as well as the whole country, is looking at this election very closely. So, like under, and adding to that also, the legal eyes of the Supreme Court also are watching us today. So I appeal for calm, for an atmosphere of free and fair elections, and above all, to believe in the due process of law and to abjure all forms of violence. The Commission is of the firm conviction that violence will not be tolerated, and we are ready for any number of repulse if required. At the same time, the Commission wishes to heartily congratulate all those who have been elected uncontested. And for the 523 candidates left in the fray, the Commission wishes them all the very best of luck. May God bless all of you.